IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach, and today we have a very special segment of the Habit Coach Podcast. It's something that we're trying for the first time. I'm calling it the Habit Coach Hot Seat. This is where I ask or I receive questions from you and I answer them on the spot. So on Instagram, I'm going to be putting up a swipe up link on one of my stories where you can come and actually ask me a question. And I will talk about that for the podcast. Typically what happens is that I come up with ideas and I work on those podcasts. They're very structured. But I wanted this to be something that you can actually benefit from by sharing your personal stories, by sharing your personal problems, and then helping me or asking for help from me to figure out how you can tweak them around or create habits for them. So this question comes from Himani Negi. And the question is, how to remain calm in any situation and how to catch this habit? I think it's a beautiful question, because we put so much of value on being calm. But the important thing to realize is that both being calm and being agitated have a place in our life. If we were not agitated, we would not feel that thirst or desire to get things done. That agitation that we feel is ultimately us wanting a change somewhere in our life or in somebody else's life or in a situation. So just thinking of focusing on calm is not the idea. When should you be calm? Obviously, when your reaction is way more than what the situation demanded. So say you're driving along and somebody tries kidnapping you, correct? At that point of time, you want all hell to break loose. You want to be able to defend yourself. You want to be kicking and screaming. At the same time, you also want a hint of calm. Why do you want a hint of calm? So that you can make a clear-headed decision. And this is actually a technique that is taught to the Navy SEALs. Navy SEALs are the elite armed forces of the US Army. And the whole idea behind the Navy SEALs is that imagine if someone is shooting at you, right? Which is a very high stress situation. At that point of time, how do you remain calm enough to be able to fight back, shoot back? So they teach this technique called the box breath. And we've done many episodes on the Habit Coach podcast regarding the box breath, which is a breathing technique to calm yourself down. The same thing applies in our life. Because in our life, we don't have people really shooting at us. But what we do have is an angry aunt or a family member who says something rude or mean to us. We have a friend who has just done something really stupid. We have a boss who is just about to shout at us. We have so many situations that make us feel that we are in a life or death scenario. And as a result, all the habitual ways in which we respond to it is in a life or death situation and in a life or death manner. So the way to remain calm is firstly to understand that as modern humans, we really don't have life or death situations. When was the last time your life was really at risk? Maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe you almost got into an accident or something happened to you. But it's not on a regular basis. But our system, in the way that we handle stress, is ancient. It is designed almost like we are in life or death situations every single day, just like the animals in a forest are. So we have to learn to desensitize this response and convert it for the modern world. So we converted it for the modern world by first learning how to take these steps in realizing that we are not in threat. The first step to do is to realize and tell yourself that my life is not in danger, I am safe. So there are 3 steps to this. And typically these kind of things are called acute stressors. So the 3 steps are firstly telling yourself that I am safe. The second thing is do the box breathing so it actually calms your physiology down. Otherwise very often we are agitated and we can actually feel it in our body. And the third step is to use something else that we talk about on the Habit Coach podcast, which is gratitude. Very often when we are trying to stay calm in situations, we are anti that situation. And when we are anti that situation or when you're vehemently anti the situation, what happens is that we start moving from a state of anxiety, which is the basic part, to a state of fear. And when it reaches fear is when it becomes even more uncontrollable because from fear, we get to anger very, very quickly. And this is something that I'm touching upon the YouTube channel right now. So this whole thing of how to prevent fear from coming into our life in situations like this is to use this word called gratitude. You need to learn how to be grateful for the situation that you're in and the things that are happening to you. Now, I understand that it's difficult sometimes to be grateful for an aunt who's bitching about you or trying to taunt you, but you will still find something in that moment to be grateful for. If nothing, be grateful for the fact that you're breathing and you're safe and your life is not in danger. You will notice when you actually follow these steps that you don't become reactive to situations anymore. In fact, you're in control of situations. And I think this is what Himani was trying to ask. She was saying, how do I remain in control of situations? How do I remain calm in these situations instead of just reacting blindly? So follow these steps. Make sure that you're safe. Make sure that you realize you're safe. Do your box breathing so it calms your physiology down. And then think about gratitude. Put all of this together and you will learn that you need to no longer be reactive, but you can actually be proactive. You can actually create the situations that you want. So this was the first episode of the Habit Coach Hot Seat. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tell me if you like this. Please, please, please come on my Instagram channel, swipe up, send me questions because I love hearing your stories and ways in which I can help you. The more details you give me, the better I'll be able to help you. So don't just send a message saying fat loss. Okay, tell me what has been happening in your life and how I can actually help you along the way. The more details you give me, the better this section will be. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach, and we're going to make this a weekly segment. So look out for the next one. Maybe it could be you. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Cred and Thea. Thank you so much for making this possible. We've had an amazing week on the network. Do check out The Note with Mahrukh Inayat. She speaks to Prabhat Kumar, the man leading child protection at one of India's leading NGOs, Save the Children. On The Habit Coach, Ashdin was joined by Rajat Mittal Shah to talk about some superfoods in Ayurveda like turmeric and ashwagandha. On Paisa Vaisa, host Anupam Gupta has a digital gold special in two parts, one with Ashraf Rizvi, founder and CEO of Digital Swiss Code, and Gilded, and one with Deepak Appet, co-founder of India Gold. Listen to the first part of the Father's Day special of Agla Station Adulthood with Natasha and her father, Dr. Vipul Roy Rathod. You should also check out Cyrus Says' episode with Mukul Chadda. He talks about upcoming shows Sunflower and Sherni. Our Kannada podcast, Thale Artist, celebrates 100 episodes, and we had a reunion of hosts Pawan, Ganesh, and Surya who shared their favorite moments from the past. Shiva Mehta is back with the second season of Smile India. The show is available in both English and Hindi. On this episode, she talks about the conversion from bag teas to bagless ones and how we should ditch the plastic and have a great tea experience. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
पेश खिदमत है आपकी शान में हमारे अंजुमन से. Hi, I am Sadaf.
And I'm Arshit. खाने का इतिहास, economics, policy, psychology, सब है मेन्यू पे.
Only on the Naan Curry podcast. Every Wednesday, सिर्फ IVM podcast app या वेबसाइट पर या फिर जहां से भी आप अपने podcast सुनते हो.